Hello and welcome back to Night Call. I am about 75% less diseased than last episode, where we learned about tiger stories, some random demon hunter for some reason, and basically got us no further to our goal. However, Hervé has appeared, who gave us some useful information about the killer. He saw the killer. He saw them as kind of a bent-over guy. It could be age, could still point to our cop fella. But we'll see. We'll see what Hervé has to say. I need a ride, cabby. It's Hervé. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick, as usual. Hey, good to see you again, Jen. Hi, Hervé. You start the engine. Pretty cold tonight, right? His voice has a peculiar lilt to it, as if certain syllables were sung to stop him from stuttering. That wasn't an intentional stutter. Hey, aren't you cold with your ass stuck to that car seat of yours? Yeah, we freeze our asses off. That's what I thought. You can't fool me. I know a cold guy when I see one, huh? I've got a place to stay in Passy. Anyway, you can give me a lift? Sure, of course. Great, mate. That way we stay nice and warm. In the 15 years I've been on the street, it's never been this cold, I swear. You know, some guys aren't gonna make it, shit. That's how it goes for us, yes. A pause. His smell is gradually permeating the inside of the cab. It doesn't bring back fond memories, but it doesn't bother you either. You leave the door open later on to air out the cab. Yeah, makes sense. But you know, I'm used to it. Even before, sure. I don't think I ever told you. When I was a kid, I was never old. Never. A weird, uneasy break. One time my mother dragged me to the Pyrenees during vacation. Didn't know what the hell to do with me. Liked to drink, you see. On the first night we were there, I broke the bottle of gin she'd brought along. Should have seen her. Threw a fit, shit. She gave me a thrashing, but I gave as good as I got. That's how we used to talk back then. She ended up dragging me by my pants and locking me out on the balcony. Icicles were hanging from the eaves. It had snowed the day before, sure. I sat there for an hour, arms crossed, with like a cardigan on my back, Mac, and underpants on my ass. I didn't budge. She was storming around the apartment. My old lady was yelling at me, but I didn't hear nothing. And well, the cold didn't get me, see? Felt nothing at all, nah. Wish I could say the same today. What happened in the end? Well, it got dark out. She let me in, did. She was furious all week. It was the last time we went on vacation together. After that she died. Number up, yep. A pause. I used to tell my buddy Seb that story all the time. You know, the tall black guy who used to hang around with me? Yeah. Well, he really loved that story. He asked me to tell it to him over and over again. But I think what he really loved was hearing me talk about my old lady, you know what I mean? Doesn't make us any younger. Hey. The cab pulls up to a shelter in Passy. Fuck, the last time I was here there was a protest out front. A bunch of guys from the neighbourhood who didn't want us to squat the place. They were yelling their heads off. Sounded like a bunch of goddamn sailors. Yeah, sailors. So I guess even those rich dudes have balls. He exits the cab. Thanks, man. I know I can count on you. Good luck. He rubs his hands together and walks towards the shelter. Yeah, I don't get any money from Hervé, but we're doing pretty good anyway. So yeah, it's time to go home. Don't think I got that much tonight. I met Janet. Well, I made a bit of a profit though, that's good. Although with everything cut out, that's not as good. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I won't need fuel next time, so that'll give it. You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues, but I don't know how many nights I've got. Probably not many. You're suddenly overcome with a desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids, and let out a yawn. You glance at your bed and get to work. Okay, we've got a few more clues we can Well, they've already gone up. Never mind. Let's see. We've already done that one. That's not linked to anything, so we can just pop that down there. Everything we don't link, we can go up to Piero. We haven't met him yet, so I don't really know too much about him. There's a spent bullet casing. Victim 2 was a fierce politician. Powder smell. Again, we don't already know how much to do on that. Victim 2 had his wallet stolen. Again, we haven't really got anything more conclusive than that. But I think the killer left their country is the most important one, so it's definitely these two. So we haven't got much on him other than the wallet was stolen, but anyone could have nicked a wallet for any reason. And yeah, Salim just doesn't have much other than the justice thing. Still don't really have much. Which is quite frustrating. I think more leads to him in general. It's just those victims that we need more information on, but we're not getting any. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slide onto the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed, your body aches and you're in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. You wish you were far away from here. Far, far away from here. Shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close and you feel yourself drifting off. Till you hear a voice break out in the distance. It looks Tunisian. And then silence. You close your eyes without any idea where the voice is coming from. A second later, you're asleep. You open one eye. For a second you hope the evidence board was just a dream too, but you can make it out in the shadows. You get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. At 5, okay. You may only have this night and maybe one more to go. But you got mostly full tank. And we're ready to go. See any important people? No. Okay. Who's this guy? It's a face and shadow. Let's try him. Or her. You never know what weirdos you might pick up. Xavier Tersev. I need to get out of here. It can be a quick one, so why not? You put up next to the sidewalk, a few meters from an abandoned warehouse. No sign of your passenger. Ominous. You wait a minute, staring at the meter. You really don't feel like wasting your time on people who... You hear a window break on the second floor of the warehouse. A body falls heavily to the sidewalk. Oh shit. You lay your hand on the door handle when a man, dressed entirely in black, jumps out of the window and lands on the body. He stands up and takes a few steps over to your cab. You the cab I ordered? You nod your head very, very slowly. Schuper, I'm the one you're waiting for. Be right there. He turns around and places his fingers on the neck of the inanimate body, takes his pulse. He comes back over, opens the door and jumps into the back seat. You can start driving. You really please. You follow orders without second thought. In back, your passenger smells like sweat and gunpowder. He's been running. Been in a fight, maybe. Probably. His muscles bulge in rhythm with his heart, which is racing. Good evening. Pretty good, yeah. He smiles, or tries to. You can see blood on his otherwise impeccably white teeth. I screwed up a little, but all in all, it was a good evening. You? Yes. Okay, alright. Come on, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You're on to me, and you know it. I'm the masked Joker. Silence. You squint to get a closer look at your passenger. The masked Joker? The hero that makes Parisian nights more peaceful? No? Are you like Batman, Daredevil? Kind of got that Daredevil, like, the thing over his eyes that he has. You slowly shake your head. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. I'm all over Twitter, so probably on the radio and the newspapers, I think. And what exactly do you do? I protect people. I'm a guardian. Like a superhero. No, that's me. Like a superhero. No, I don't have any superpowers. Trying to make him sound more progressively, more like Batman. But it's the same idea. Yeah, I mean, for the moment, I mostly take care of small-time crooks, pickpockets. It's not very prestigious, but you have to start somewhere. You open your mouth, but nothing worth saying comes out. You gotta start somewhere. So, how about the name? You like it? I'm not sure I get it. It's Joker, like the card, and masked, because I'm wearing a mask. Silence ensues. Your passenger eventually clears his throat. See, I wanted something that wasn't too... He searches for the right word, beats around the bush, and eventually comes out with... problematic. I did a lot of brainstorming, and I came up with the masked Joker. I haven't gotten great feedback. It's hard these days to find a name everyone likes. You have to make sacrifices if you want your core business to succeed. That's what they tell us at school, anyway. How old are you? At school? Yes, and ENK. He freezes. Shit. I almost gave you the name of my business school. What an idiot. Can you imagine if Bruce Wayne went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne? Okay. Oh, Batman. If Batman went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne. I'm getting all mixed up. He touches his sides for a while, like he's looking for a wound. You're getting close to your destination. I think I'm hurt. You want me to take you to the hospital? No, I'm fine. I shouldn't have jumped out the window like that. But you're already coming down the street. I didn't want to make you wait. You smile. Pull over. Right there in front of the driveway. You obey. Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. I'll be home in 2 minutes and I have everything I need to take care of myself. He pays and struggles to get out of the cab. One last thing. Please don't say anything about N-Kid. Try and lead a double life. It's not super easy. N-Kid? N-Kid. My business school. He freezes. I just got it. You're playing along. Okay, great. He looks at you for a minute. You're really a classic guy. He walks away, limping. You watch him as he tries several times to enter his building code before heading inside, finally. As you go to start the engine, you notice a few drops of blood on your fingers. From the bills your passenger handed you. Oof, lovely. A whole $11 for carting around a vigilante. I'm pretty sure Batman has better ways of getting around than taking a taxi. It's Hervé again. I feel like focusing on the flying ones has given us good results. This one gets any cash, but right now I think I can coast on the money I've got. The 293 till the last few nights, so hopefully. It's Hervé. Hey, good to see you again, Jen. Hi, Hervé. Hervé seems pretty happy with himself today. In the rearview mirror, you watch him run his tongue over his lips, as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eye and smiles. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. It's just I had a bad week. You know, a really bad week. Then yesterday... He hesitates, as if he can't believe what he's about to say, like it's too good to be true. The lines around the corner of his eyes, that show his real age, crinkle slightly. Hervé gives a little laugh. Serious, man. I don't believe in God, you know. I don't believe in all that bullshit. Shit. It doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky? I never got it, what people saw in him. Anyhow, God, none of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up at the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes to the church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. He flashes his teeth and lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. A pause. So, yesterday? Yesterday. He's observing you. His eyes light up all of a sudden. Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now, an incessant flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad. Toby and I had gone through all the garbage bins in the neighbourhood. Toby, he's this German guy. He says he prefers France, that we're more generous here. So I was starving. Hervé's eyes tear up. His voice drops off. A faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. You okay, Hervé? He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying that, yeah, I was starving. I was hanging out near the supermarket on Rue Moussat. Fancy neighbourhood, but not too fancy. No cops. He gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then, there was like this guy I sometimes see around. A young guy. Just like a kid. He comes out of the supermarket with his groceries. Before I even say a word, he hands me a can of cassoulet. A can of cassoulet as big as a beach ball. Hervé's face lights up. I didn't even know they made them that big. Hervé bursts out laughing. His eyes wander back to the street. Was it good? Delicious. He closes his eyes, raises his hands and waggles his fingers. I love it when the cassoulet sausage is all mushy and it melts in your mouth. Don't even need to warm it up. Blech. A smile spreads over his face. Meat mash. He opens his eyes. Something out the window catches his eye. Hervé suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait. I'm going to get out here if you don't mind. You park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He's looking out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Ooh, nothing. That another word, he opens the door and gets out. This time I'm going to get him. A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Sit there a minute, I think. Your eyes scan the dark, narrow street. You can't make anything out. Then something moves in the distance. A silhouette, probably Hervé, nowhere to run. The form darts under a street lamp. It is Hervé, holding something in his hand. He immediately vanishes from sight. You sit there a minute and... You switch on the ignition and pull out of the parking space. Okay, that's a bit sketch. What you been doing, Hervé? Don't you upset my theory. Not cool, man. Let's see. We've got this rock star looking fella. Another guy with... Oh no, there's her face. She's just in the shadows for some reason. Can we listen to the radio for a bit? Maybe that gives a bit of clue. Finger is poised in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. Listen to the news. You happen upon the nighttime news. The anchor brings up the Albatross fire to inform us that there's no new information. 6 months after the tragedy, they have no clear lead on what caused this fire that left almost 90 people dead. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. Okay, that didn't give me anything. Might refresh the people, though. Yeah, but again, we got no one special, so let's try this elderly gentleman. He looks very dignified. You slow down a bit. You've just been hit with a migraine. Oh god, are we going to have another ghost? You crack your window. Icy Parisian air fills the cab. You need to rest. You need coffee. You need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need to sleep. What the fuck is this? What is happening in this game? You raise your head and see yourself sitting in the back seat. Okay, I'm taxiing around myself. Okay, who's paying the fare? Is it me or me? You raise your head and see yourself sitting in the back seat. Your gut clenches. No, it's more like someone is pulling your guts out. Yeah, I look like shit, I know. No surprise considering all the crap I eat, right? He smirks, or maybe it's just a smile. You can't quite tell. I've just got one thing to say. It won't take too long. You'll be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. And maybe cleaning up your reputation, and that pretty face of yours. It occurred to me Since your wife left you, you haven't gotten laid, have you? That must be hard on morale, huh? I mean, there are opportunities. There was Cynthia, that her name, the nurse who changed your bag of piss. He lets out a snicker. Well, that chick you never called back. Huh? What was her name again? Julie? Exactly. He smiles. Julie. Julie. Pretty Julie. When was it? 5 months back? 6 maybe? Something like that. A passenger, a smile, numbers swapped in the taxi. A coffee. A haircut a bit too short. But you're into short hair, aren't you? You like it when they look like dudes, don't you? Say nothing. I'm not going to argue with myself. Lower your eyes. Bits and pieces of the coffee date start to resurface. So why didn't you call her back? Julie, she left you messages. The last syllable hangs in the air. She wanted to see you again. Julie. The last syllable shimmers. She wanted to keep conversing with you. Julie. The last syllable burns. Tell the truth, lie, or leave me the fuck alone. Well, we're having an altercation with ourself, so might as well tell the truth. It's not as though if it is me, he's gonna know. She scared me. He smacks his thigh. There it is. She scared you. Because she was. He is waiting for you to answer, but you can't get the words out. They're stuck on the tip of your tongue. Because that Julie, she was smarter than you. Because you knew she was going to talk about shit you wouldn't understand. Because you're too stupid. His posture shifts. It's almost imperceptible, but it's like he is melting into the back seat. You're too stupid. You lose your temper. You turn around to scream at him. Just shut the fuck up already. He has vanished. You're alone in the cab. The truck passes you. The sounds of the city slowly come back to life. Metro in the distance, a party on the first floor of a nearby building. You turn the car on, but let your fingers linger on the keys. The metal is neither warm nor cold, just reassuring. You stay like that for a second, before driving off. There we go, I guess we're not going to pick up the dignified old man. Yep, someone else picked him up. Either way, we shall pick this up next episode, after having an altercation with ourselves. So God knows what's going to happen next. Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you like my content, please do check out my other videos. And if you do, I shall see you there. Goodbye.